Okay. Um, Now we have here on the bottom of the deck the High Priestess card. And the High Priestess can be associated with the sign of Virgo. She's definitely a duality type figure. You'll notice the black and white pillars that she's sitting between. She's very much about the feminine lunar energy, moon goddess, mysticism, intuition. She's a person who's really in touch with her intuition. She kind of comes from that place of knowing. And maybe that's some kind of energy that you're in, but this is sort of a one-card summary of the energy behind the reading. So we will be referring back to her throughout, most likely, as we continue on. The first card in the reading, here's the Justice card in reverse. So this may be that somebody's treating you unfairly. Maybe that you're wrong-headed about a situation. Or that you're going through some kind of legal proceedings and you're either going through the ringer right now or that the outcome was not in your favor. So if you are having any kind of legal problems, I don't envy you that. That's a horrible thing to have to go through. Hopefully in time justice will prevail, but be careful that you're thinking things through. Allow your intuition to help guide you through that. Sometimes, unfortunately, we don't get the outcome that is the most fair or that is in our favor, but hopefully this can balance out and be in the upright. If this card does represent you, it could be that you're not thinking of a situation clearly, or maybe you're not being fair in that situation. Justice card can indicate Libra. You may be having issues with a Libra. Libras can be a really great sign. And when a Libra's on, a Libra's on. A Libra's a very balanced individual and a lot of fun to be around as well. They're one of our air sign friends. And certainly the sword in here would indicate air and the balanced scales. But in the reverse position, you could be having an issue with a Libra, or again, it could be a legal issue that you're struggling with. Now, in influence that's coming into play that may be impacting this decision, especially if this is you making an unwise decision or not being maybe you're not being fair to somebody else. The Five of Cups here indicates that the person has experienced some loss of a kind. But if you'll notice, they're looking at the wine or water, whatever that's spilt out, and they're not noticing the two cups behind them. A lot of times this has to do with our attitude towards something. We are in a place of grief and loss. Even the river, that symbolizes our emotions or some sort of a sense of loss that is occurring. But you still have something, right? You still have something behind you. Coming out of this energy would be very, very helpful for you. If you are focused on your loss, it may be on your loss or losses. It could be that you are not able to come from a place of justice mind. Justice can be very logical and very reasoned. And if the justice in reverse indicates you or your position on something, that could be why, because you're in a place of emotions, and it's very hard to be very logical when we're experiencing an overwhelm of emotions. Then again, it could be that what you're experiencing, you're noticing the loss because something was not fair. Some kind of outcome in a justice legal matter, in a dispute with somebody, however formal or informal that dispute was, something did not come out in your favor and you're experiencing that emotional downfall right here. Now, crowning you, this is a card that may come to pass. It's on your mind. This is the Hermit card in reverse. Okay. The Hermit is sort of that wise individual, wise counsel. This is a person who spends time alone and has a deeper understanding of the world. This is a person who does a lot of reading, a person who, they light their own way. This is very symbolic about the light of knowledge lighting this person's way. He's also in the dark of winter. And that kind of makes me think of this card here, even though this is not technically winter. We see some trees back here, possibly cypress trees. But there's an emotional winter that you've been going through that's expressed in this card right here. Not a happy moment, right? And this Hermit in reverse could be that you're not able to see your way right now. You're not able to see your way out of the emotional distress that you've been finding yourself in. So that could be what's coming, or what energy you're going to be experiencing here. we'll just need a little bit more information, I think, from our other cards. Beneath you, and that may not come to pass, but it could be thinking, or if you've been spending a lot of time in solitude, I guess I should put it that way as well. If you've been spending a lot of time in solitude, this is kind of, you're hoping to emerge from that position. You're hoping to come out of solitude and be within the world again. But it will take a little bit of time because there's some emotional healing here that needs to occur. Depending on what's going on for you, it may simply be looking at something with fresh eyes, and focusing on your gratitude instead of the loss. Then again, the deeper the loss, the deeper the pain from that loss, the more you're going to have to allow those emotions to express in a healthy way, of course, and just kind of allow yourself that kind of time before you're able to come out of your experience. But there is learning to be had here from your experience. There's definitely a learning to be had from that experience. And the more you can bring light into that situation, the faster you will be coming out of that energy. Now, beneath you, and this is the Seven of Swords, this is someone who's getting away with something. He's a thief, right? He's sneaking out. He's collected a bunch of swords. He's sneaking out of the tents. He is leaving a little bit behind, right? Air tends to be kind of an intellectual suit, tends to be about thinking, thoughts, and so on. But this may be that you or somebody else, and I'm thinking that maybe somebody else is not playing it straight. Maybe this person's sneaking around. Maybe you're their person on the side. Especially if you were not thinking fairly, or if you were thinking this person was getting a divorce or something, but they're not, they may have been playing you, and that's what you're upset about in this other card here, that you actually had emotions invested into this person, and this person is sneaking, deceptions, and betrayal. Be very, very careful. You do not deserve that. That's the truth. And that Justice card could simply be that person that lied, they never meant to get the divorce or to break up with the relationship that they're currently in. But that's wow. The card that's behind you, this person here is in a sense of balance, right? This figure 8 here, that's an eternity symbol. This person's juggling two things. They're trying to find balance between two opposites, right? We do see that there's some turbulent water behind. So again, that's kind of an emotions thing. If you were trying to balance, say, your work life, your home life, your family life, and so on, trying to balance just, should I or shouldn't I, or make a decision here. This indicates kind of a lack of balance, an inability to make a decision about something, possibly not knowing what to do in the situation because emotions are clouding your ability to make a choice regarding this person who's sneaky. Ugh. That was behind you, covering and crossing. Before you is the King of Cups, however. This is something coming into the future, into the play. The King of Cups could be a water sign, such as a Cancer, right? A Pisces, a Scorpio. But this is a benevolent person. Now, the good news is this card is not in the reverse. This person's a loving person, could be like a father figure, could be a friend, could be someone with good advice. Doesn't have to necessarily even be a male. Could be just simply a female friend who relates to you on a non-sexual level, who is someone benevolent. Or maybe it is a sexual level, whatever. But this person is a loving person towards you, and they do have your best interests at heart. Maybe that's somebody that's going to help you get through some of this heartache over here, right, by being helpful. Because we see the card representing you is the Two of Cups in the reverse. In the upright position, this is a soulmate card right here. Something's going wrong in this situation. This is not happening for you. You've just discovered that person is not a soulmate. That person's a sneaky something or other. They're sneaking around. They're in everybody else's tent. Okay? They're trying to get away with something. Or they're actually technically stealing from you. But I do feel like it's probably more about a sneaky person, right? Or someone who's taking from you in some other kind of a way. Like this theft here could be pertaining to a legal situation. somebody's suing you for something and you really seriously feel like that's unfair and they're getting away with some money, maybe from a court decision. But my feeling here is that if this is a romantic situation, it's got less to do with an actual legal situation and more that somebody was running game and telling you that they were going to break up with somebody else and they were not actually going to do it. But there is somebody who's coming in here that is really positive for you. But this soulmate card, I'd like to see it in the upright for you. It is not. Again, this person that broke your heart is not your soulmate. It's somebody who's not treating you as you deserve. But you do have help here. That's the good news, right? This next card, the Wheel of Fortune, this has to do with, fate taking a hand and making this situation happen for you. Divine timing. Divine influence, but this is in the reverse, so we may have a delay of that. This person that's coming in may be delayed to you because you're in this energy right here, because you're not getting over this sneaky, trifling person. We have to clear out these people that are not in our own best interest, or we cannot manifest these love relationships that we really, really want. We can't waste our time here. We don't have that much time on Earth. I mean, it may seem like a lot because sometimes each day can drag, and things can get really, really tough. But honestly, 80 years on average is not that much time. It really isn't, considering that we waste the first 20 of it in youth, of childhood, right? And then we don't have that much time beyond that, it seems. We never know when our next day is going to be our last. If you want this person to come in, if you want this Wheel of Fortune to turn in the upright and turn the wheel in your favor, there's going to be some deep emotional processing that you're going to have to do here before you can see this person coming in and be able to manifest a relationship with him. He's the guy you really want, not this cheating, liar, pants on fire kind of guy or gal or whatever. The person who's not treating you fairly, he's unjust, he's not divorcing that other person or leaving that woman, he's been lying to you this whole time. Yikes. I don't know who you are necessarily. Maybe I do. But I really don't like this guy for you. Get rid of him. By the way, don't anybody ever actually get rid of somebody because I just happen to say so doing a reading. This is a general reading. This is not specific necessarily. I'm not set up at this point to do, but I do hope to be doing individual readings for people. Then we can really kind of get into the meat and potatoes and see, of a reading and see what's the energy speaking to you specifically. We can kind of riff off of each other and help you sort that through. But at this moment in time, I need to connect my PayPal accounts, everything. I want to get a new phone. I don't like how I seem to be running short of memory, blah, blah. I don't want to talk to you about my business efforts, but whatever. That will be coming. I'm not sure exactly when, but I will be getting that up as soon as I possibly can. This hopes and fears energy, it's the Five of Swords, but in the reverse. In the upright, we're looking at a person who is victorious over a situation for a time, or you may be one of these people who's walking away without your swords. You've lost the battle, and you're walking away to regroup. In the reverse of this energy is still going on. You're still dealing with the struggle with this person and the downfall from that. You're hoping and fearing this type energy here, where someone is in some serious struggle with you. You're struggling with that. Of course, right? So there's that. You're fearing this type of energy, but in a sense, you're hoping for it as well. Maybe you still haven't emotionally given up on this situation. But until you start turning yourself around to look at these other two cups, this here will not manifest into an actual soulmate partnership and let your King of Cups come in. Look at the cup he's offering you. That's the third cup. We got these two that could be coming in for you with his cup right here. That's the three cups that was spilt here. And look at that. This all looks like dirty Kool-Aid. I don't even know what. These people are trifling with you. Yuck. You can do so much better. You're a Capricorn. You guys are hot sass. You know it. This is the final outcome card, the World card right here. It is in reverse, telling me that you're not quite ready to close this chapter just yet. Because in the upright, this is a rebirth, right? This is a symbolic birth passage. I'm trying not to say it on this film. But you get the idea. I mean, this is a completion. This is a spiritual journey. You have learned a lesson and you are completing it. But however, it is in the reverse, meaning you're not quite there yet. There's a delay. Just like with the Wheel of Fortune, you're in a delay. This action can happen, but it depends on how much energy you're going to put into that. This High Priestess card back here that we saw before, she is intuitive. She knows what time it is. You know what time it is. But I question if maybe there's some core issues that are going on here. Maybe this loss is tying into some very early lessons about love and loss and not feeling good enough, shame. If you are struggling with self-acceptance, blame, shame, don't hesitate to think about seeing a therapist. My prejudice towards therapy is coming out. But talk to somebody about that. Getting a handle on core issues of I'm not good enough, I'm not worth enough. Like, this person's in mourning. But a lot of times what it is our feelings of not being good enough go all the way back to childhood. And until we work through those, we're never really able to close a chapter on something toxic. That's why we date the same person over and over and over again, even though they have a different DNA. Different face, same scandalous behavior. Same scandalous behavior. And the thing is, you're so much more than that. You're worth so much more. We want to see this in the upright because that means you've closed the chapter on whoever this is or whatever negative energy is holding you back. If you don't want to be stuck, process your feelings, journal, exercise, talk to a therapist, talk to your best friends, something. Start thinking about the situation in a different way. Not what I did that was wrong or how I am not good enough, but start thinking about how that person just is not a good fit. It doesn't have to be a personal slight against either of you. This injustice may be you directed towards yourself because this person was triggering your internal dialogue. Start thinking clearly about your situation. We've all been hurt in our childhood and we all carry pain and shame and wounded child energy. We all have that. It's up to us to love and accept ourselves for who we truly are and start reframing a situation. You know what? This person wasn't being honest. And you know something? I don't have to hate that person, but I can let him or her go. I'm going to let him or her go because I deserve to have what I want. I deserve to have a better fit for me. I deserve to let this go so that this guy can come in, so that this energy here can turn right side up, because I know that there's a better fit for me. But right now, when I'm self-blaming and self-shaming and self-deprecating, that person's not going to want me who I am right now. They're not going to want this. I'm sending out energy that's not going to work for them. I need to look at my situation, look at myself in a new light, and give myself permission to heal and to move on.